Let's talk about prompts. One of the most appealing features of language models, such as ChatGPT, is language. Language is what they were trained on, language is what they produce, and language is the mechanism we use to control them. We use language to tell or prompt the models to generate what we want. In general, language models use prompts as the starting points for generating text. The words in the prompts are indicators of what we want the system to do. People who are good at this are called prompt engineers, and it was clear from day one that they were going to be valuable. Your inclination might be to think that skills of prompt engineering line up with the skills and thinking that we normally associate with programmers. Nothing could be further from the truth. Prompting is not programming. These systems are trained with language to produce language in response to language. They generate the words that make the most sense, or really are the most likely, given the words that they have just seen. The patterns that they have learned from the language they have been trained on provide them with guidance, but they respond to the prompts we give them. Prompting skills are really language skills. Skills on how to describe what we want, skills that are essentially the same as the skills we use when we talk with each other. And to do that, you need to understand language. That being said, there are 5 primary prompt components. First, you need to set the context, the setting, the speaker, and the audience. You are a parent talking with a 5-year-old about how to be careful with matches. The second is the task. You want the 5-year-old to understand how to use them safely. Then, what do you want the system to do? Is it answering a question? Is it continuing to write something that you've begun? Is it putting together a report or a document for you? You are giving instruction. And within that task, how do you want the system to perform? Keep it short and simple. And if the text does not meet your specification, then you have to clarify. Describe how you want it to be different than what was already generated. Shorter, more technical, more detailed, for a 5-year-old, or don't be scary. These 5 elements, context, task, instruction, clarification, and refinement, are at the core of not only how we talk to the machine, but how we talk with each other. To be really good at prompt engineering, you need a mix of knowledge. You need to understand a bit about language models. You need to understand the tasks you want it to perform and any nuance associated with them. That is the goal and how to describe it. And of course, understand language and how to use it to communicate effectively without ambiguity. There are a few tips that might be useful. Be direct and declarative in describing the task. Give the system examples of what you want. If you want a particular style, describe it. Stream of consciousness, businesslike, or in the voice of Hemingway. And realize that the style you use is the style you'll get. If your inputs are grammatical, the output will tend to be. If you are poetic, you'll get poetic. Concise will get concise. And if you want many responses, start small. Get one, and then scale. But this is all advice for now. There is no question that any company that is moving forward with LLMs needs to have people who are either trained in or good at prompt engineering. As with any other tool, you need people who know how to use them. But there is a half-life on prompt engineering as a career. As we move LLMs into the enterprise and integrate them with other systems, it's clear that we're going to be using them not by having people sit down in front of them all the time, but by having them inserted into existing machine and information workflow. If I have data and I want that data to be turned into language, then I've got to have a workflow going from that data into the language model. And if I want to scale, I'm not going to want a human in the loop anymore. As we build that world, the people who are really good at prompt engineering and really understand what needs to be done are the people who are then going to help automate that process. And in effect, they will be the subject matter experts, where the subject matter is prompt building. When the programmers go back to the process of figuring out how to build prompts automatically, those people are going to be the people who are going to run the deal. I hope that gives you an idea of what prompts are all about. And with that, take care and stay safe.